I'm chairman of the Morristown Democratic Committee, and I'm here to introduce our candidates. The first candidate I'd like to introduce is Michael Elms.
Wow, what a great turnout. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Elms. I'm a resident of Morristown. I've been a resident for 15 years. 13 of those 15 years have involved service and community to the town. First as a member of the Board of Adjustment, then as a term as a commissioner for the Parking Authority, and then finally, and most recently, councilman for Morristown. I am very excited about what we've accomplished in Morristown and excited about the future of the town. We have assembled a great team of people who are very committed and very energized to moving Morristown forward, making great decisions for the community, and making this place a great town to live. I'm married, I have 3 children, and I think everyone here can agree Morristown is one of, if not the best town to live in Morristown. So thank you for coming out, thank you for supporting us, and I look forward to hearing from the rest of our team. Thank you.
The next candidate I would like to introduce is Toshiba Foster.
Wow. I didn't know that I'd be standing before you all so soon. It seems like the time just went by so fast. So thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for coming out to support. I've lived in Morristown my whole life. I raised my 2 daughters here. I founded my nonprofit organization here. And when Mayor Dougherty first took office, I saw real change begin here. I am proud to be with him, and I look forward to working with him, hopefully over these next 4 years, to continue to move Morristown forward and continue to make this such a great place to live. So together, all of us can continue to move the town forward. Thank you all, and God bless.
Now I'd like to introduce David Silva.
Thank you, everyone. Today is a beautiful day. Today we can say, thank God it's Monday. I'd like to thank my family, my wife, my 2 daughters, my 2 grandsons. I'm a grandfather, even though I'm young. I'd like to thank my son-in-laws, also my friends from CBNJ, and Mayor Tim Dougherty for the support, our first-time candidate for an elected position in our beautiful Morristown. And Morristown is beautiful indeed. With all the respect for the outsiders, it's the best community in the world. Yes. One of the greatest assets that we have is diversity. We represent America here in Morristown. I moved to Morristown with my family 14 years ago with the mission to serve the community. I brought my faith in God, love for people, a belief in community, and commitment to work hard each and every day to accomplish that mission. We have many stories in these 14 years. I met beautiful people today, people that work with us, beautiful projects for the community. In Morristown, I have found my favorite word, that Lord return time to time again. I have found the same spirit of hard work and dedication in every corner of this community. Not only people working for themselves and their families, but working for the betterment of our community. I have seen people working hard for the community at first hand, like my friends in team, Toshiba, Michael, but especially team, Mayor Tim has done a great job. He works hard. Yes. I mean, you don't know how much he works. And I'm so excited and honored to join Mayor Dougherty's team today as we work, all of us, in unity to move Morristown forward.
Now I'm going to introduce somebody who's higher in stature than me in height as well as position, the County Chairman, Chip Robinson.
Thank you, Mike. How are you guys doing today? Chip Robinson. I'm the Morris County Democratic Chairman. I want to thank you guys for coming out on a Monday morning at 10 a.m. Despite all the winds and the rains that are coming later, I want to thank you guys for coming out. We're here today to support Mayor Dougherty's re-election. Morristown is a thriving community. It's a diverse community. It's a community where we reach out to our neighbors, where we have events in town and everybody shows up. Morristown is also a town where the Atlanta Falcons coach was going to the Super Bowl. So we celebrate him today. But today we're here for Mayor Dougherty, and the great, sorry. Mayor Dougherty has done an outstanding job in this town. Whether it's bringing in new businesses, reaching out to the diverse communities, working hard every day. When the town is thriving, it really speaks to what the mayor is doing. And just as in football, which I was just talking about, when the team is doing well, you give the coach an extension. When the town is doing well, you should give the mayor an extension. It's the same logic. I want to also thank Mayor's team that were just out here to speak. I have the great privilege of introducing our senator. Everybody here knows him, and at a time when in Washington, we desperately need leaders to be speaking up for social and economic justice. We have one, and he's our own senator. And he stands up for everything that's right down there when many people are not standing up for what is right. And I know he has to go because he has to go down and cast the votes later today. So without further hesitation, our U.S. Senator, Cory Booker.
So I cannot tell you how much it means to me to be here today. This is really, when you think about our nation and what we strive for, this is a town that is a light, it is a beacon. There's this ideal that's been spoken about many times about the city on the hill. But this is really one of those towns that evidences the best of our values. And at a time that we see so much more rise in hatred and divisiveness, where you see the demeaning and the degrading of people that use demagoguery to achieve high offices. It is wonderful to be in a community that knows that we are stronger when we work together, when we come together, and when we evidence what Martin Luther King spoke about so eloquently decades ago. He talked about the creation of a beloved community. That's what Morristown is to me. It is a community that really has achieved that ideal of a beloved community. But the powerful thing that we know about our values and our ideals is we can't rest on our laurels. We can't rest on the work and the struggles of those who came before us. This town that has such a deep historic purpose and meaning in our country, this town that has for decades constantly been pushing forward, has to continue that work. And that's why I'm so excited to be here today, because of a person. Every community needs a leader. Now look, that leader is only as strong as the people they have around them. And that's why I was so happy to hear the chairman who does just a yeoman when it comes to working for the party. That's why I was so blown away by the three council people who came up and spoke. Their words were short, but just their very presence evidences the best of who we are as a nation. Local leaders, not in it for the money, not in it for the fame, but in it for the service. And understanding that that's the greatest calling of an American. That is patriotism, which is not a feeling. Patriotism is work, it's action. That's being there for your community when they need you. But I am so excited to be here today for someone who has become a friend of mine. Someone who, him and Mary, who I've come to just love and respect. I know what it means to be a mayor. I was a mayor of a small town, you all might know. And I still say this when mayors come to Washington and I see them. I don't care if they're a mayor of St. Louis or a mayor of Stockton, who I met with last week. I always look them in the eye and say, look, you have the hardest job in American government. It's not senators, it's not governors. The hardest job in American government is being a mayor of a community, because you are on the ground. Nobody calls their senator when there's a pothole on a road. Actually, I get a couple of those every once in a while. But the reality is, from snow removal to education to seniors to veteran services to shaping a town and community through the force of their will and their vision, that's really what a mayor is doing every single day, building coalitions, reminding us that the ties that bind us are so much stronger than the lines that divide us. You have a mayor that is really one of the extraordinary mayors in America. In fact, I would say he is amongst the most successful mayors in this country if you just use simple benchmarks that families care about. The fact that he has not raised taxes in this town for years and has kept municipal services getting better and better and better is a level of managerial genius that very few people are able to achieve. In addition to that, that he has not shirked the responsibilities that communities have to have. One of the things I love that he's doing, it's not sexy. In fact, one of my favorite authors, Alice Walker, says, the real revolutionaries are always concerned with the least glamorous stuff. He is focused on things that may not get in headlines, but to me are the things as a former mayor that are really special because he's making New Jersey live up to its promise. And what are the examples of that? Well, the fact that he has been focused on affordable housing, saying that this is going to be a town where everybody can feel welcome, where everybody can live. This town has become so special because of that truth, that he welcomes diversity. He knows that this community is greater and greater the more people feel welcome here. In addition to that, he says we're going to create a community that is gentle and that is kind. One marker of that is going to be crime reduction, something he's done extraordinarily well. But he knows not just crime reduction doesn't just come from supporting the police and making sure they have the resources to do their job, which he does well. But that crime reduction comes from supporting our children. Crime reduction comes from sports and activities and engagement for all people. Crime reduction comes by creating a spirit of love within a community and generating that through all of those kind of important ties and ingredients that goes to creating a great community. I can't tell you, I get a chance to do a lot of things, but I really wanted to be here today because, let's just be blunt, politics matter. It really does. You know, a lot of people say, I don't want to get involved in politics. Well, I'm sorry. Your lack of engagement in politics is what makes people cynical about politics in the first place. Yes. Because we would have so much of a better nation if more people engaged, if more people got involved in voting, if more people got involved in supporting candidates that reflect their values. Amen. So I don't want to be a senator for all of New Jersey, but I want to get a little political today. I know that this is a time after this weekend, and regardless of what your beliefs, I have to say and be candid with everybody that I found myself on Friday after sitting on the dais and watching a new president get elected and listening to this dark description of my country. Now, I know all of New Jersey. We have urban spaces, suburban spaces, but what he described was not my country. I tell you this. Broad brush with which he painted elected officials as being selfish people, being concerned about their own lives and their own enrichment, wasn't the political leaders that I know in New Jersey. And so, to me, it's important to be a little political today. Because when one man stood on Friday and cast a shadow over this country, there was another man I know in a town that is beautiful and wonderful and bright. Another man who stands up not to cast darkness, but he is a source of light. Another man who stands up with his God-given abilities and has brought brilliance to our state and to our nation. Another man who says, I'm going to match your darkness with light. I'm going to match your ability to divide with my ability to unify. And we may be a small town, but we all know that in the midst of darkness, one of the greatest things you can do is not curse that darkness, but to light a candle. And so I want you to know and welcome right now one of our country's great political leaders, one of our great elected executives, one of our country's great warriors, peaceful warriors of light, a true light worker, and my friend, Mayor Tim Dougherty.
Told the senator that is so not right for me to have to follow that, which is not the norm, but I am extremely grateful for our United States Senator Cory Booker to come up here and introduce me. You know, usually it's the different, you know, it's reversed. Usually I'm introducing someone of his stature. I can't say enough for our senator, for those who are plugged in and watch what goes on and listen to our senator speak. We know where he comes from, we know where his heart is, we know how much he supports every resident in the state of New Jersey and beyond. It's not, United States Senator's work is not just for the constituents of New Jersey, but it's for the nation. And he does amazing work, and for that, please give him a rousing round of applause. Never again will I follow Senator Booker. What else is there to say? There's nothing I can say. I have a speech prepared. Dan's not going to be happy about this. But, he touched on a few of the things we do in town. Yes, we have had some great redevelopment. We're doing streetscapes now in all different parts of town, because that's how we can give back to communities and through infrastructure improvements. We have built more affordable housing than 30 years combined of mayors before us. So we are on the right track. And I was thinking over the last couple of days, what do you really say to a community? They can see everything that's going on. But two things. One, this isn't possible without the woman to my right. It's not possible without support of the community. I want to recognize, I can't start naming people because I'll miss somebody, but our religious leaders that are here, our political leaders that are here, and the residents that are here, and our business people that are here. It is a true mix of what Morristown is, and it's an amazing, amazing town, and for that I'm really grateful to be the mayor of this town. We can talk about all the different things that we do, what we faced when we took over, all that we've done in the last 7 years, but I was thinking what has really most important to myself and my wife. We came to this town in 1988, and we were focused on service. For another part of my life, Mary and I both believe in service to our community. She's a catechist teacher. We serve many different facets in our private life that we don't talk about, but that's what it's all about. That's what we learned so many years ago about how to give back through service, and we continue to do that every day we can. So I think about, what's so special about a mayor? Potholes, yeah. But you know what? We've stood with Hurricane Irene. We stood with Hurricane Sandy. We had our library blow up. We had the ice storm that canceled Halloween, which everybody remembers. And it's those things. It's about snow removal from every street in the town of Morristown so people can get in and out of their neighborhoods. Those are the things that we've accomplished that matter to people, that they can get in and out of their homes, they feel safe. Crime is at its lowest in recorded history. We keep adding 2 cops every year since I've been mayor. It's going to be up to 14 new cops. That's how you really make a town safe, and you make it so where everybody wants to live and they feel free to move about. That's what it's all about. I mean, just look around. The diversity of this room, I think, tells it all. There's really not a lot more to say than that. We represent all people. We can't do everything. As the senator will surely know, that you can't fix everything. We only have limited power and limited resources. We can't fix everyone's problems, but what we can do is make sure our streets are safe, that we try to build housing that people can afford, that we try to reinvest in our community that keeps taxes stable, that allows people to age in their homes, and they don't have to be moved out of their homes because they've been outpriced. I've met other mayors that we've talked about this in larger groups, and some say that, well, when you get to a point where you can't afford the taxes in your town, I guess it's time to sell and move. Not in this town. It is important that people on fixed incomes, our seniors especially that are in their homes, can stay in their homes. I think it's important. They want to stay in their homes. People want to stay committed to their town, and that's the way to do it through our tax base staying stable. And that doesn't happen unless the 3 people behind me, Michael Elms, Toshiba Foster, and David Silva, get elected with me, because you need support. It's the same as the United States Senator putting up something in front of the Senate. He needs support to get that through. It's the same on the local level. We can't get anything done if we don't have a team to work towards what's good and what's right for our community. There is so much more work to do. We have so many opportunities ahead of us. I feel very honored to be standing here today, still as your mayor. I hope in June that we're victorious, all 4 of us, in moving this town forward and then on to November. But for now, we'll just focus on the Democratic primary. We really appreciate the United States Senator Cory Booker coming out here to kick off this campaign. I can't do it without either one of them. And I want to thank our town chair and our county chair, Chip Robinson, Mike Levy. It's also important that we all work together. You know, I always make the mistake of pointing one person out, and I'll get in trouble. So I'm going to hold true to that. I'm not going to do it because there's a lot of people I want to thank that are here. But most of all, I want to thank my wife, Mary, who truly is the one who gets the brunt of the time away. And I'll end on one quick story before I thank the senator. So a few years ago, Mary and I were walking through a neighborhood going down to the garden, the Arley Street Garden, and there were a few guys that were on the porch standing there, and we were exiting the parking lot, and they're waving, "Mayor, Mayor, Mayor." So Mary stopped and went. So I turned to her and I said, "Mayor, what are you doing?" She goes, "They said Mary." They said, "No, they said Mayor." We have this, you know, and one more quick story, and then the senator's got to go. So one time we were having dinner at home, and I asked her something. She goes, "Look," she goes, "you're not the mayor of this house." True story. You know, she's probably going to kill me for saying this, but technically I am. I still got up and took the garbage out. I still do the things I have to do. But it is truly a team effort. We have our ups and downs. It is difficult because of the time you have to spend as a mayor. I could not be, and this town could not be as successful if she didn't allow me to spend the hours I do, day in and day out. So thank you, Mary. And again, I can't thank him enough. I'm not going to say anything about 2020. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not, because you said something in the paper. I read it the other day. I appreciate that, to stay focused on what we need in our nation right now, because you sure do have your hands full. But we are going to support you 150%. And anything that you need from us, if you need us there, we will be there. None of us have a crystal ball on what the future of our nation holds, but we will hold in our hands you, our United States Senator, for as long as you need us. We'll be there for you. Thank you, Senator, for coming out here. And God bless you all. And now, where's Chris? Chris Cannon. Everybody thank Chris Cannon. Come up here. Oh. Come here, Ryan. You can't hide. This is my son. So you might as well meet the senator. Chris is the owner of this establishment. So if you turn around, you'll see coffee cups, you'll see pastries, fruit, water, whatever you need. There's water right here. Feel free. Please stay and have coffee and have something to eat. God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you all. Have a great day.